Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back. Welcome back and welcome to those new subscribers. I hope you can find some inspiration, have a little bit of fun with us while we are crafting. So if you were with me last week, you know that we're continuing on with trying to use products that we have had and maybe not shown enough love to over the years, and they deserve a little bit of attention. So we're doing a project this year, Stamping A to Z, where I'm using stamp sets from the beginning alphabet of my collection and the end of the alphabet of my collection, and we're using the same layout or design and creating a card with each one of those to see how they come out. And I would show you last week's. I don't remember where I put them. Geez, that was only a week ago. I already don't know what I did with them. And we used, last week we used a big thank you and zany zebras. This week we're using a grand kid. And these are mostly Stampin' Up! Sets that I'm using. I imagine in time here I will start adding in some of my other stamp sets from other companies. But right now I'm trying to use up some of my Stampin' Up! Stuff because I know I haven't used all these. And from the other end of the spectrum, you've got this. Now, I know I've used this. This is a wonderful stamp set for sympathy cards. And I know I've done that. A grand kid is all sentiments. There are no image stamps to this. So this is a stamp set that's great if you're making a card and you need a sentiment. You can grab that and then just, add whatever. Happy birthday or whatever. You're going to get a visit here from my grand kitty, who I might have to put outside my craft room because she just is in everything. And there she comes. So with this stamp set, we're going to need to either let the paper do the work for us or have some kind of an embellishment, a die cut. This is Ella. Ella, they don't want to see that end of you. Come on, get down. Or some other focal point, because it doesn't have a focal point. But we can do that. We've done that with lots of cards. So let's start with, you've got this. Oh, sorry, I'm still not all the way better. I am feeling better, but you just can't tell by listening to me. So I'm using on this card, I'm going to use Sahara Sand as my card base and my mats for my images and my greeting. And we'll work out the dimensions here as we go along. And I pulled out some paper, Wonderful World. Again, I'm using stuff out of my stash. This just had some pretty florals in it. And actually really pretty florals. It's just amazing though. Excuse me, when you're doing this, I really don't use up much paper. I mean, the whole point of this is trying to use the stuff I have and use it up before I add more. So it comes with this great flower stamp. And unfortunately, this is one of those, what were these, cling mount stamps or whatever, which didn't stick very well to acrylic blocks. So when you would go to stamp it, the stamp would fall off. So I almost have to take that off and just use the stamp itself without the image on it. And that's okay. I mean, we're going to stamp it on a circle, so it's not like I got to get it too straight. It also has a second stamp, which is sort of like a burlappy background. And again, I'm going to just put this into my Stamparatus. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if I feel like getting that out. It's right behind me, but so are my blocks. And I have cut out, these are just the basic circle dies. And I'm using, it's about a 3 3/4 inch circle for my image. And then I did cut out the next larger size, which is about 4 1/4. I cut that out of Sahara Sand as well to mat that on there, but then I had an idea afterwards, so I don't know if I'll use that or not. My designer series paper that I'm laying on here is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Oh, she's just going to give me grief. And then I have some little strips here. I have a 3/4 inch strip of just basic white and a 1 inch strip of Sahara Sand. I thought that we can make our greeting on here and then use this little punch to punch out the edges of our tags. So start with our background, and what I want to do is stamp off once and then add that to my, oh, I forgot to grab a scrap paper. I guess I could use my intro paper because that's got to get reprinted. I have ink all over it. So I'm going to stamp this off once and then put a light stamp on the background of my circle. You can't really see a lot of it, but it just is enough to give some interest to the background. One of the other things that we can do when we're more for the kids card than this one would be use embossing folders. Oh, sorry, just trying to grab a wipey here to clean my stamp off. When we're trying to add a focal point and don't really have a stamp for it, we can use embossing folders for that. Oh, get over there. It's too far of a reach. And I pulled out some ribbons and stuff to go with these. We'll see how we embellish it. Okay, I think this is going to go off the edge of my circle, so I do need a scrap paper on my stamp pad. I have some alcohol markers, my blends. I have Stampin' Up! Alcohol markers. And I'm hoping that this is going to be dark enough on here. And that the alcohol markers look alright with that background stamp. Guess I hadn't thought about that. So how's everybody doing anyway? I hope you're all well. We are recovering here. Hubby he tested negative several days ago. He's been back to work, so he's still got some of the cough and congestion, that kind of stuff. I was never positive this time, so I'm still just fighting whatever this is that I had, whether it's bronchitis or the flu or whatever. I don't know. I'm anxious for it to be gone. So this is light mossy meadow, and then I'm just going to add a little dark mossy meadow over it for a little bit of shading. And my daughter-in-law is feeling better. My son, my oldest son then, he got COVID. So he's in the throes of it right now, where he's exhausted. And sorry, I can't always concentrate on this and talk at the same time. Hard to believe, huh? Usually I can talk and talk. Yep, so we're all kind of just looking forward to getting some healthy days. I would say sunshine and warm, but right now the snowflakes out there are so big. But that would be kind of a funny statement to make. Ella, what are you in? I know there's just so much fun stuff in here. And then I pulled out some Flirty Flamingo. And this is where I'm not sure this is going to work with that background stamp. It might be alright. I'm just going to fill it in with my light, and then I'll go back in with my dark Flirty Flamingo and add some shading in there. I'm hoping as I have more and more energy getting myself back to normal here, we're going to use some fun fold designs with some of these cards, and not just Stampin'. Use our paper, although you know the paper is just so pretty. I love it. What, honey? I gotta be careful not to talk to her too much. She is gonna jump right up here in the middle of everything. I bet you I'm gonna get that anyway. Am I on camera here, I hope? I haven't looked up for a while there. Now for that Grand Kid card, I was pulling out some of my fabrics and stuff the other day because our new stitching project started this week, and so I was of course pulling out everything, trying to see what I had that I could use, and coincidentally I found some little dinosaur appliques, and the paper that I had pulled out to do that card is the Dino Days paper, I think it's called. So I just laid those off to the side, and I was thinking, if nothing else, and I can't find some, you know, how I want to make my focal point stand out a little bit more, I have those little appliques, and nobody says that I have to keep them just for fabric. I mean, I think I got those when my kids were little, and they're 33 and 35 now, so I think I'm probably not going to use it on any other stuff. I don't think they would be too impressed if I put a dinosaur on their jackets. Now, I think they're past that now. Yeah. So, like I said, I thought that would be cute to use as, if I have to have something standing out there. I forgot to grab a yellow for the center. Let's just use, what do we have here? Some Daffodil Delight. Little dots in the center. Well, that's not too bad with the background. I was afraid that was going to darken the flower up too much after I'd stamped it. I also had taken out, I pulled out my bag of doilies here. I thought, since I was doing this on a round, I might have put it on a doily, but I think not. I think that the doilies just aren't going to work for this one. And this was my Sahara Sand matte. Put on the background. And let's see here. I wanted to use, back in there, put the flower away, and I can use I'm Here For You, I think is what I was planning on. I mean, really, just because these stickers were not the greatest doesn't mean that I didn't like the stamp set, obviously. It still is a usable stamp set. Ooh, good thing I tested that one first. I might have to re-ink here. Oh, it's all right. I just must not have put my stamp in there the whole way. And I'm trying to, I should move over a little bit here. I was trying to think which end I'm going to make my punch on. And I'm not sure, so. Add that on there. I also put out, I had some Mossy Meadow braided, I don't really know, braided linen trim. And I thought maybe I'll add a little bow on this one. So I'm going to add this on here. I think I'm going to put my decorative end on this side and maybe flag this side. So, let's see. I'm trying to keep half of this to use on the other card. Since we're doing the same design here on both. Now I can slide this in here. I think I want this little scallopy one. And I'm just eyeing it up on the back to make sure that I have it centered. And it cuts that cute little edge. Then I'm going to do the same punch on a piece of the Sahara Sand. This is the 1-inch strip. Now I can layer that on here, leaving myself a little bit of a border. And do I want to cut a flag on it, or do I want to cut it straight? I might want it straight. Oh, forgot my tape runner again. I did that last time too, I think, didn't I? So now I can add that basic white on top of the Sahara Sand and leave myself a little border around the punched edge. I'm going to pull my mat all over. Probably should have trimmed that white off a little bit there, but it will be okay. And I can trim the Sahara Sand off then to leave a border on the other edge. So, obviously we haven't done anything too exciting around here since everybody's still recouping. I did manage to finish my order for that baby shower. next week I'll have to do the cake. I'm actually filming a little bit ahead of time because I know I have that to work on next week, and it never fails. I think I'm keeping up with my videos and then something happens and boom, I'm behind in them. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to try to keep going a little bit ahead of time with them. Yep, I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Hubby has to, this is Friday for me, so he's not back in town yet. He'll be back this afternoon, but he has to work tomorrow. So I thought, well, if I get my chores done early enough in the morning, I can maybe get another video done tomorrow. But I have to, excuse me, I have to figure out, like I said, I want to do a fancy fold or fun fold. You know, I don't want to just keep stamping and sticking paper. Oh, I like it. I just am getting ready to add a little bit extra of something. Boy, I didn't cut that any too short. As a matter of fact, I could take a hair off of that so it doesn't hang over the edge of the card. Let's just take my baby trimmer. Remember, if you are local to me and you're interested in joining our in-person workshop, that's going to start on the 24th. You can email me at diane@bohostamper.com and I'll get you registered and make sure you have all your supplies here ready to go. Maybe I'll make a double bow. Whoops, what am I doing? Backwards. We try to get together once a month and just make some card and have a little bit of crafty time. And the ladies that join me are always very, very sweet. And like I said, I am making my cards and stuff anyways, but it's always fun to have someone to craft with, somebody to chit-chat with. All right. Now we've run into this in the past where we have a flat part, but our ends are off balance. So I'm going to put a dimensional underneath each end of this so that it doesn't wobble all around. I have some little minis, some little mini foam adhesives. And I'll just put those there, and then I can add some tape runner in the center, and that way we're sure that the greeting label isn't going to fall off anywhere. She can get it centered. Sure we can. And then I can add my little bow. Oh my goodness, I just really need to be able to talk again. And let me see, glue dot. I finally got the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. There's some cute stuff in there. I don't know. I know that the whole goal here is to use the products that we have, but I might have to get something. I know I have to get some paper anyways. I've used so much of my paper over the holidays. Yeah, when I was doing those baby shower thank yous, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough green paper. So there's one. There we go. A little more light. I'm here for you. And then on the inside, oh, I thought I grabbed my insert. We'll just use good things are going to happen. Just set you up out of the way there. I'm running out of room. Doing that on my scrap paper first to make sure that I have it straight. Not bad. You're always taking your life in your hands there with those ones that don't have the backer on them. Not too bad. There's my ink again. I can't close these. I actually did something to my one fingernail and it keeps splitting. The nail keeps splitting. So I've tried to trim my nail down really kind of far to stop that split from continuing. Am I a little crooked? Might be a little crooked. So anyways, my finger is a little bit tender, and I think that's why I'm having a hard time opening and closing my stamp pads. Oh, I hear the little monster. She's back. Yeah, you. I hear you. Uh-huh. You're a tot. My cats are nowhere near as chatty as she is. Ella is a very vocal kitty cat. And Ella is short for Cruella de Vil. My son really is not a cat person at all. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, there was a stray mama cat and babies, and where they were at outside was getting flooded. And so he tried to move them back into the house or into the garage, whatever, so that they didn't get drowned. And Mama Cat didn't see it as a rescue mission. And she decided to rip up his hand a little bit. And he ended up almost losing a couple of his fingers. You got to get down, dear. Really. Grandma gave you toys. Oh, and there's your uncle. Go get Oreo. Go play. Yeah, so he was never really a fan of kitty cats. So this one then, all right, let's get these thingies out of the way. And I'm remembering which ones I've used because when I put them back, I'm laying them down so that we don't use them again. For a few days when he was out like working in the yard and stuff, he could hear a cat crying, and it took him a while to find her. He has this big crate out back with starter wood in it. And here she was down in with all the wood. And when he finally dug her out, she was all beat up. And there had been a hawk flying around. He lives near a reserve area, a wildlife reserve, so there's all kinds of animals. He's had bears walk through his yard and all kinds of stuff. A little jealous, actually. Hey, you two relax. Okay, so for a grand kid, I'm going to use Dino Roar. That's it. I thought it was Dino Days. And I just picked this because it's one of the very few papers I have that's good for kids. And it's colorful. Pretty colors. Loved it. So I found this cute one I thought would be a good background. And I decided since I'm going to make it colorful, let's go with a bright pineapple punch. So I have a pineapple punch card base. And then again, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 background piece. That white in there is my insert. And then here's my circle. And out of the Dino Roar paper, I was able to cut a circle out that got sort of a little scene in there. There's a volcano and trees and some dinos. But then I happened to think too, now I don't know if I want to change this because the whole name of the game here was to do them the same. I grabbed a banner. what it would look like with the banner, but I almost think the circle looks better. It frames the dinosaurs more. Okay. And then there's some yellows to make my background for my greeting. And there's our other piece of white. And I have some pineapple punch ink. And if that doesn't show up bright enough with our greeting, I pulled out Pool Party. And I don't know how well my ink pad has ink in it. This is really an old one. So I had another old one of Marina Mist I thought might work. We'll see. We'll see what we need. Okay, so pineapple punch, half of an 8.5 by 11, scored and folded in half, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 on top. Yeah, so anyways, he took her to the vet then and had all of her necessities taken care of. She was, you know, she got spayed and got all of her shots and tests and everything that you got to do to break the bank whenever you have a pet. Some washi tape on there. And then when his furnace broke in November and he brought her here because they had no heat, so the dogs and my son and the cat were all here, she was like in no hurry to go home. And I think I think that she really enjoys being around my cats, and she plays with them all day. She's very tiny. I mean, he's had her for a couple years, and she's still really... I thought that my one cat was small, but compared to Ella, my cat is big. Because this little girl's a baby. So let's do a... I don't know. Do we want to put a bow on a little kid's card? Do they care? I don't know. Will they like a bow? Is my camera still there? Yeah, forgot to look at it after she got up here again. Okay, so there's a bow. And have this little white tag. And I'm going to put best grandkid ever. And this would be cute. Oh, you know what? I think I have a pineapple punch marker. We can color that in. And I think I'm just going to use basic gray rather than black. Black. Sometimes I feel like black is too harsh when I'm stamping my greetings and my images that I'm going to color in. So I really do like using just a gray. And again, kind of put it in the middle. See, even basic gray is dark. It can be too dark on there. No, because it has those little dark semicircles. Okay. I don't want it to stand out like a sore thumb. Okay. And maybe we'll go with the square edge on this one. A yellow 1-inch strip to go behind that. And then we can trim down our ends. Looky, looky, I do have pineapple punch. How about it? Ooh, it's not really going to show up a whole lot. That's why I'm afraid with my happy birthday, if I stamp it in pineapple punch, it might not be very bold. This is kind of pretty on here though. I'll hold it up and show you. Gives it just a little bit extra. Yeah. See? I don't know if you can see the little bit of yellow in there. Kind of makes it stand out cute. Okay, so this one, I have enough room over here I can put my bow on this side. So I can trim this end a little bit shorter. And then we can add this to our background and then trim off the yellow. So if you are enjoying the videos and, you know, feel like you're being inspired to do this, click the little like button down there. And, you know, if you have a comment or would like to share maybe a card that you did, you can always add that in the comments. I'd love to have some comments and stuff. I go back and I look sometimes at my videos and I see, oh my goodness, I got a bunch of views on this one, but I only got like 16 likes or something. And then I'm thinking, do they not like it? Or, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm one of those people when I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and if I can't go back to sleep, of course I grab my iPad and I start watching some of my YouTubes. But I do tend to at least click on the like and let that person know that I enjoyed it. So, you know, that helps the creators in their channels get more traffic. Sorry, I was trying to find my foam dots here. Get more traffic on their YouTube channel, which is always a good thing. You know? And besides that, it's just nice to know somebody out there is actually getting some use or enjoying the company. I don't know, maybe you just want to hear somebody talk crafty stuff. I love when I can't sleep at night. I love just sitting there watching some of my favorite people doing their things. You know, I do usually get very relaxed then, and I'm able to go lay back down. Get that centered. This one I think I'm going to put down here because I don't want to cover up the dinosaurs. I have to laugh every time I say that. My other cat, and yes, we have a menagerie here. We only have 2 doggies now, but we do still have 3 cats, and now with Ella here, yeah, so that's entertaining throughout the day. But my one cat, oh my goodness, he was a stray. All of our pets are strays. And when we took him to the vet, he was actually, both of our boy cats are FIV positive, and so we had to make the decision then to either have them put to sleep or find a foster care home that takes FIV cats, or agree to keep him, but keep them in the house, you know, because you try not to spread that disease, and it's spread by cats biting each other. And if you've ever watched cats play, they bite all the time. So, obviously we weren't going to put him to sleep, and I didn't care if he stayed in the house. I told them both, as long as they didn't do anything bad, no spraying or anything like that, they were welcome to stay forever. And they're both very good kitties. Very good kitties. But when we brought Spike in then, and they were both kittens that were found outside in our yard. I don't know if something dropped them here, or their mama left them here, or they just wandered, or people drop them. I like to not think that, but we know it happens. once he came inside and became an inside cat, oh my goodness, he got so chunky. I don't know why. I mean, he runs around and he plays and jumps and stuff, but he just put on so much weight. He goes to the vet here pretty soon for his checkup, and I know I'm going to get hollered at, but I don't know what to do. Anywho, I always tell him he's my baby dinosaur. Okay, where'd my happy birthday one go? I had it out. Oh no! Not a good thing when you have a couple cats running around. Like, did she find it? I hope not. Where art thou? What? Is it laying right in front of me and I'm not seeing it, you guys? I do. Not on the stamp pads. Oh, really? What in the world? Did I put it back in the other one? By accidental? Oh, come on. I want to finish this up here within the next couple minutes. Try not to keep these long. Darn it. See, here's those little, what are they called? Look at 29 cents. These are so old. Well, I'm going to have to use a different reading there. What did I do with that? Now I'm going to be looking all over the place trying to find it. It'll be like that die that took me, what, 6 months to find? Now I found the die and I can't remember what set it was out of. Yeah. Oh, all right. I want happy birthday. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I was going to say I could do so proud of you, but I really wanted this to be a birthday card. Let me see if it fell on the floor. No. You know, I've had these before where they actually stick to the paper even. You know, the wrapping of the paper. I'm not seeing it on there. Well, I guess for the sake of the video, so that it doesn't go into a 3-hour thing, I guess we're going to have to do so proud of you. Darn it. Oh, there it is, there it is. It is stuck. See, look at that. Stuck on my ink pad. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now, I need a piece of scrap white here so I can see how bright this is going to be. Oh, see, that isn't going to stand out very well. So let's try. We'll try that pool party. See how inky it is, if it stamps nicer. It's all right. I think I did have a re-inker for that. I think I did ink it up at one point. I think that'll work. All right. Just have to make sure I have plenty of ink on it. And there you go. We can make a card with just greetings and sentiments, even though we don't have a focal point, just by using our pretty paper again. Let's see. I don't know what my next stamp sets are that are on deck. Who's on deck? Happy birthday. So look at that. See, there we are again. And I don't think adding this anywhere is going to be beneficial. So, but I'm going to keep those with my card. My little bling blings. Let's put this happy birthday away before I lose that puppy again. Yeah, so using the same layout, we can make two completely different cards. Got it. Not too bad, right? I gotta get better light. This ring light doesn't do a whole lot. So next up, we're gonna have, hello, you're back again. Where'd you put your uncle? Where'd you put Oreo? Oh. See if either one of these lend themselves to a, ooh, this is a favorite. Well, I guess we're doing flowers next week. A little lace, and you're inspiring. This one we actually could do like a pop-up center. Yeah, so I'll find some paper, one of my stash over there, work on a design, and then you've got this and a grand kid. Thanks for joining me today for a little bit of crafting. Remember, hit that like and subscribe if you want to know whenever I'm going to do another video. I usually try to have them out here every Monday morning. Sometimes life gets in the way and I screw it up, but for the most part, I try. And thanks for being with me today. You guys have a wonderful week. Bye.